Hello guys, welcome to this channel and thanks for viewing this video. In this video, I'm going to be talking about the order of precedence and how it is applied with Java arithmetic operators. So first of all, what we need to know about the order of precedence is that it is a set of rules that determine the order in which operations are performed during the evaluation of an expression that is having more than one operator. So an example of an expression that is having more than one operator is this expression that I have put on the screen here. As you can see, 6 plus 8 minus 4 divided by 2 times 9. So we have four operators here. We have the addition operator, the subtraction operator, the division operator, and the multiplication operator. So the order of precedence is what is going to determine which operator or which operation is going to be evaluated first. Is it going to be 6 plus 8, or is it going to be 8 minus 4, or is it going to be 4 divided by 2 or 2 multiplied by 9? So the order of precedence with a set of rules will actually tell the program how to evaluate this expression and then give us the correct result. So how is the order of precedence applied? It is applied by respecting two rules. So the first rule is that the multiplication, division, and the modulus operators have a higher level of precedence over the addition and the subtraction operators. So that means that in an operation, in an expression like this one, the operators that are going to be evaluated first are going to be the division and the multiplication operators because they have a higher level of precedence. So this is actually the first rule of the order of precedence. So this means that in this operation, before calculating 6 plus 8, we had to calculate 4 divided by 2 and 2 multiplied by 9. And also in the first rule, it's also describes the fact that these operators, the multiplication, the division, and the modulus operators, they all have the same level of precedence, okay? And so this leads us to the second rule. So the second rule is going to say that for operators that are having the same level of precedence, so in case of operators that have the same level of precedence, the operation is going to be evaluated from left to right. So if in an expression we are having multiple operators that have the same level of precedence, the expression is going to be evaluated from the left to the right. So in this expression that we have on the screen here, that means that the 4 divided by 2 is going to be evaluated before the next operator is evaluated because we are going from the left to the right. So like this expression, if we output it, we do a system that out, that print line, system that out, that print line, and then we want to output the result here and run this. Let us run. Okay, so here we have -4. Why do we are we having -4? Is because it took -4 divided by 2 is -2, and then it multiplied minus 2 by 9, it gives minus 18. So minus 18 plus 8 will give us minus 10. So minus 10 plus 6 here is definitely going to give us minus 4. So it has respected the two rules of the order of precedence. First of all, because these two operators, the division and the multiplications, have the same level of precedence, it has started the evaluation from the left, from the operator, the first operator from the left, which is the division, and then it took the multiplication, and then it took the addition and the subtraction and all the remaining operations that had to be evaluated. So this is actually the order of precedence and the two rules that it needs um, to obey. So as you can notice that writing an expression in this way can be very, very confusing, because like this one, we may have the tendency of thinking that 6 plus 8 is going to be the first operation to be evaluated before the rest of the operations in that expression. But that's not how the machine is going to view it. That's not how your compiler is going to view it, because it has a very determined set of rules that it takes into account when evaluating expressions. So that's the reason why, in order to be very clear, to clarify your expression and to have the expected result, it's always recommended to use brackets or parentheses to enforce your own order of precedence. For example, if I want um, to first of all evaluate 6 plus 8, this operation 6 plus 8 here, I have to put it into brackets, and you will see that the result is going to change. So I'll put it into bracket, and I'll also put the minus 4 into bracket like this here. So we see, if I run this operation, I will not have the same result. Okay, so let me run this. So now you see I'm having 45 because I have used parentheses. So when we use brackets, it helps in clarifying the expression. Like, we want to specify to the machine that, okay, I want this operation between my brackets to be evaluated first. Okay, and then so when it evaluates, and then it's going to later on follow the order of precedence. So just to review this expression and how it has been evaluated, what we can say is that, so it has evaluated 6 plus 8 first. So it gave us 14. And then after giving us 14, it has subtracted 4 out of 14. It has given us 10. So now we will have 10 divided by 2 multiplied by 9. So with that expression, it's going to follow the order of precedence. So which order of precedence is going to follow? Which rule is going to follow? The second rule, which says that if two operators have the same level of precedence, the expression needs to be evaluated from the left to the right. So it means that it's going to evaluate 10 divided by 2 first, which is going to give us 5. And then that 5, it's going to multiply it by 9. So this is what gives us 45 here. So this is actually, so it's recommended to use parentheses or brackets in order to make your expression more clear, and to also enforce your own order of precedence, the way you want your expression to be evaluated in order to have the expected result. So as you could see, if we don't use brackets, it's going to become much more complicated and much more difficult to understand, to make the calculation. So that was it concerning the order of precedence and how they are applied with Java arithmetic operators. So we saw that there are two rules that the order of precedence applies when dealing with arithmetic operators. The first rule is that the multiplication, the division, and the remainder operators have the same level of precedence, and they have a higher level of precedence over the addition and the subtraction operator. And the second rule says that uh, in case that an expression is made up of operators that have the same level of precedence, the expression will have to be evaluated from the left to the right. So that's it. So, and also remember that the addition and the subtraction, they all have the same level of precedence. So this means that if I had this expression here, I have 6 plus 8 minus 4. How it's going to be evaluated, it's going to start from the left going to the right. So it's going to be 6 plus 8, which is going to give us 14, and 14 minus 4 is going to give us 10. So if I run this, you will see that I will have 10 as the result here. So because the addition and the subtraction operator, they all have the same level of precedence, and it's actually obeying to the second rule that says that in case the operators have the same level of precedence, the operation is going to be evaluated from the left to the right. So thanks for watching this video, and I hope this video has been informative, and I hope to see you in the next video in this series of tutorials on Java. Thanks a lot.